starts a new series called The 10 Rules to Entertaining my mother taught me growing up. And if you do these 10 rules, your Facebook group will blow up too. Rule number one is that everything my mother would do when she was entertaining was all about the guests. It was not about the family. We were secondary, if not third, to the people she was having over. And I don't just mean because of the food, the deliciousness that she would craft for hours and hours in the kitchen, even to the point of exhaustion and getting frustrated if we even went in the kitchen. My mother would make sure that the entire house was cleaned and decorated. She would change her clothes before the guests came over. She would make sure that all the furniture, everything was meticulously set so that the guest experience was beyond what they've ever experienced before. The house she would scent with different smells, and I don't just mean from the cooking. She would go to great lengths because she wanted her guests to remember that coming to Debbie Bracewell's house was going to be an experience you were not going to forget. And forget they did not. For the folklore of Debbie Bracewell's name coming over to the Bracewells for dinner rang through Abbotsford, the place I grew up. And the residents of Abbotsford and of the church community we belong to would covet an invitation to come to the Bracewells for feeding time, or as I would call it, trough time. People went home feeling not only satiated, but elated because of the visceral experience they had encountered. My mother was someone that knew how to make experiences about others. Never one to talk much. She would ask questions at the dinner table, always giving her guests ample time to shine and to showcase who they were to whatever extent they felt comfortable doing so. I will forever remember my mother's quiet yet happy, polite, and anticipating demeanor. Always check in. How's the food? Is the meat overcooked? Oh, I could have done this better. Apologizing because in her mind, she wanted it to be A+, 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 because Debbie was a high honor roll student and wanted everything to be exceptional above exceptional. So I took all that with me and tried to, wherever I've gathered people, bring parts of what Debbie demonstrated, even upon a Facebook group, so that those who are interviewed here, those that come on micro summits or roundtables, all experience that same fervor and drive towards the elusive excellenceness, it's not even a word, of trying to create situations where others will leave forever changed. My mother was the gold star of that. And if you apply even some of that to your Facebook group, make it about others, make it about serving, make it about you doing less talking and more listening and intentional question asking, you too, my friend, have a great shot at creating a house or a Facebook group that gets known online as a place that is worth going to for dinner. This is rule number one of the 10 rules that Debbie taught me for entertaining my blessed mother, whom I shall always think of fondly, who taught me some key lessons of how to entertain properly. Those lessons I'm attempting to carry forward as part of her legacy in the business I'm building and trying to impart some of this stuff to you. The next 9 days after today will be the culmination of those 10 lessons. And if you take these 10 lessons into your Facebook group, I believe the people you are serving will be better off for it. I saw what Debbie Bracewell did in the community we grew up in. And at her funeral, it was a overpacked building. And everywhere I've gone since the 7 years, a few days ago since she passed, I still to this day get people telling me the difference that Debbie made in their life because she sought to serve first. And she never actually asked anything in return. I hope these 10 days bless you and help you, not just in your business, but in your relationships, learn to serve people so that you can make the impact you want and leave the legacy you long to leave.